Did you know the kings in ancient times used to send out their messages to their people through messengers who would announce it by beating a drum, followed by yelling the king's message? Those were usually busy areas in like marketplaces or large gatherings of some kind. Today we are going to know the story of a king who did something similar. What was his message and why he did it? Let's find out. Hello friends, I'm Sharmishta and welcome to Vistas Learning. And today we are going to learn about the chapter 3 Questions. Once upon a time, a king realized he only needed to know 3 things to succeed in life. What is the right time to begin something? Which people should he listen to? And what is the most important thing for him to do? To get the right answer, he sent his men to faraway lands across the kingdom and promised, whoever gets these questions correct would be heavily rewarded. The questions were open to all, hence people from all around came and tried their luck. For the first question, do you remember what the first question was? What is the right time to begin something? Some said the king should follow a strict schedule and follow it, exactly like our parents and teachers tell us. Others point out it was impossible to follow the schedule every time. Like we sometimes fail to follow our schedule. To the second question, what was the second question? Which people should he listen to? Many people had a lot of things to say. The king should listen to his council of members like the king's governing body. Some said he should listen to the priest, and others said doctors. Some said even soldiers. The king was slowly starting to get a little confused. To the third question, remember? What is the most important thing for him to do? Some said it should be science. Others said he should be focusing on his battles, while some others even said religion. Too many people saying too many things. The king got confused and didn't know what to consider. Hence, he decided he should go to a wise man to know the right answers. So he decided he should go to a hermit. You know what is a hermit? A person who lives away from the society for religious discipline. So, this hermit lived deep in the middle of the forest. But there was a problem. The hermit wouldn't meet kings and queens and other rich people. He would only meet simple common people of the land. Our king was adamant too, and he wanted his answers desperately. Can you guess what he did next? He changed his entire look into a common man and went to meet the hermit deep in the forest, leaving his bodyguard and horse just outside the hut. The king walks up to the hut and he sees the hermit outside, digging the ground. He goes up to him and says, I have come here to ask you 3 questions. He told him the 3 questions. But the hermit did not respond. The king felt a little awkward, but he was stubborn. And he did not give up easily. He said, You look a little tired. Let me help you. So the king took the spade from the hermit and kept digging. In between, the king tried asking the 3 questions, but the hermit did not respond again. Poor king, he somehow finished digging and told the hermit, If you don't have answers to my questions, then just honestly say so. I'll go back. Meanwhile, they see a bearded, injured man running towards them. He reached the king and faints, falling to the ground. He was bleeding from his stomach. The king and the hermit took the man inside the hut and nursed his wound until it stopped bleeding. In the morning, the man woke up and asked the king for his forgiveness. The king got confused. He didn't know the man. The man slowly revealed that he actually knew the king and indeed came to kill the king. He wanted to take revenge on the king for taking his land and killing his brother. The man was actually hiding on the king's way home. He knew he would return from the hermit's hut in the same way. But when the king did not come in one day, the man came out of his hiding place And when he was met with the bodyguard of the king, the bodyguard injured the man trying to protect the king. Do you remember the bodyguard that the king had put away far from his hut of the hermit? Yes, the same bodyguard. This was a lot to take in for the king. The man continued, "Please forgive me, since now you have saved my life when I actually wanted to kill you. I am indebted to you for my life. I will be the most faithful servant to you, and I will tell my sons to serve you for life." The king was happy too, knowing he made a friend out of his enemy. He forgave him and said he would send his servants and best doctors to take care of him, and he would also return the land that he took from him. The king still had one thing to do: the answers for his 3 questions. So he came to the hermit and asked again. Now the hermit responds, "You already have your answers." The king was surprised. He continues, "Don't you see? When yesterday you felt bad for me and helped me dig the ground, you decided to stay, which helped you from getting killed by that man. The most important time was when you were digging. The most important man was me, and the most important thing was to help me. Yesterday, when you saved the man, the most important time was when you were tending to his injuries. The most important man was him, and the most important thing for you to do was save his life. So, friends, in life, the most important time is now. Now is the only time you can do anything. The most important person is the person sitting right beside you, because who knows what happens in the future, right? And the most important thing is to do good to people. That will fulfill your purpose in life. I just hope, just like the king, you will keep these 3 things in mind from now on and succeed in life. Next, we have the question and answers from this chapter. Why did the king want to know the answers to the 3 questions? The king wanted to know the answers to the 3 questions because he thought he could succeed in everything only when he knew the answers to these questions. Number 2. Who was the bearded man? The bearded man was one of the king's enemies. Number 3. What did the king first do to get the answers to these 3 questions? To get the answers, he sent his men to faraway lands all across his kingdom and promised whoever gets these questions correct would be heavily rewarded. Number 4. To whom did the king eventually go to get the answers to his questions? The king eventually decided he would go to a wise hermit to know the right answers to his questions, who stayed deep in the forest. Number 5. What, according to the hermit, was the answer to the first question? The most important time to start anything is now. Hope you guys understood from the chapter and learned a lot from it. Stay tuned to Vista's Learning for such more videos. Stay curious and stay masked. Bye-bye.